What's going on? Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Thursday the 17th of July. It's a 15 steel set. As always, I've got timestamps in the description if you just want to skip through and get to one of these options that you're looking for, and you just want to skip everything else because you already know it. It's not an amazing set. Definitely seen much better, but it's not terrible either. The main thing will be, if you've done dining room furnishings before, especially if you've watched these videos before, you'll probably know how to do this one. And, you know, with a bit of resources here and know how to find trolls, it'll be pretty easy. Black Sacrament, if you have Dark Brotherhood and you've done the quest to get up to this point, this one's also not too bad. And I would definitely avoid Battlegrounds with the Guildmate if you can, because this is by far going to be the longest one. Dining room furnishings, at first, is a bit of an investment, and might maybe take you a little bit of time. But even though it might be as long as like a Battleground or two, the first time, after that you can just go to your house and do this in like 10 seconds, as opposed to this, which basically every single time is going to take a fucking age. Like it, because, you know, relying on a guildmate is not the best thing in the world, and Battlegrounds as well, you need, like, you can't do this without other people, and you know how I feel about that shit. If you can avoid having to rely on other people, if you can just do things on your own, they will, in almost every single circumstance, be quicker. So yeah, I just think do these ones if you can. Okay, so I'm going to start with blacksmithing. I'll talk about dining next, and then I'll go through trolls, and then I'll go through Black Sacrament. I'm just going to do one little thing with this, just to explain. I don't recommend it, but, you know, if you want to do it, like, if you like Battlegrounds, that's fine. The one thing to talk about is you don't need to be in a big guild for this to work well. If you want, you can create a guild on the fly. You go to Guild Finder, oh sorry, not Guild Finder, creating and joining guilds. Create a guild and just, I'm literally, right now I'm just going to put my face on my keyboard. And we'll go with that name. And that should work. So now I'll go to the guild that I just made. And all you have to do now is go to roster, add member, and it doesn't have to actually be a friend or anything. It could just be some rando from the street. Because remember, you don't have to win the Battlegrounds, you just have to complete them. Win or lose, doesn't matter. And so you just say you're looking, like, you know their character name, you can look that up, so for example here, or you can look up their user ID. So you can do either of those, you just add them, they just have to accept an invite, and once they've entered this guild, from that point, group with them, and then queue for the Battleground, and you should be pretty straightforward from there. But yeah, just usually by the time you get to a Battleground, like, you would have done all four of the other options by that point. So I wouldn't recommend it. And then once you're ready to leave, just right click and go kick the other player, and then just go to home here and then just leave guild, and that's all. Alright, so next I will just start with the crafting with blacksmithing. This one's pretty straightforward. All it requires you to have is 8 refined ingots, iron ingots, and then 4 style materials. So I'll just cover style materials first. The only way I suggest you do this is either deconstruct stuff that will give you style materials. Just understand you need to know the blue motifs to craft those types. The easiest way to do that, to get all of the motifs, is to create a character of each race. The only annoying one might be Imperials, because you need the special edition for that. Still fucking ridiculous, so that's $20 by the way. But yeah, so the easiest way though is to just go to a blacksmith here. Usually find these guys right next to a blacksmithing, sorry. And these sell all the base racial styles here, and they sell them for 15 gold a piece. I don't really recommend getting these on guild stores. I do recommend getting the ingots from there, but for some reason guild stores, they sell these for more, but you can just buy an infinite source of these things from blacksmiths, so I never understand why people do that. Yeah, buy the shit from here, it's better. And then you just need 8 iron ingots. So I've got a bunch here. Now, yeah, you just go to dagger here. So style materials, and then, yeah, so you can see 2. So crafting 4 of those just requires 8. Now, if you want to get iron ingots, guild stores are probably going to be the best way, but you will need some gold, because usually people don't sell like 10 ingots. They sell a full stack, like 200, or they'll sell 100 or maybe 50. If you're really lucky, you'll find 10 or 20. But usually people sell them in full stacks. So as an example here, we'll just have a look at Crafter's Delight. So you go materials, you go to blacksmithing here, and you go material. There's only rubidite here, but if you just keep looking through, you might find some iron ingots. Because that's probably the second most common resource that people sell. He says there's every other fucking resource is there. God damn it. Now, obviously, if you can craft the other styles, you can just use those. But yeah, what I would normally do is just get iron ingots for, yeah. So look at this here. Don't look at the total price, because the unit price is the most important thing. You can see that's 6 gold a piece. That's usually what they're worth. So yeah, full stack of that costs $1,000. I would still do this if you can, because that's worth a lot. Like, converting 1,200 gold into like 20 sets of blacksmithing endeavors, like doing that in like 5 seconds and getting 15 seals, I think that's worth a gold. But the other way is to go out and just find blacksmithing materials. Like, for example, you could just go to Craglorn, look for all the blacksmithing ore spots, like check for those. But the only thing with that is, if your character is too high level, you might not get iron, which is the easiest one to use, because you don't need any passives in the craft, and it requires the least amount of resources for that. But yeah, you could try that too. The only thing to keep in mind is you need 8 ingots, and refining a stack of 10 will give you between 7 to 10. So you might not get enough for 8, but the chances are more in your favor that you will. But just keep that in mind. You might have to get more than 10. You might have to get a stack of 20, because you can only refine 10 at a time. But I assume most people have that sort of thing lying around. Just as you go, you'll probably get some iron ingots just from doing stuff. So especially if you do writs, you'll might have some ingots lying around. And just go to your bank, and usually I just stock iron ingots there just for whenever these endeavors come up. You could also, I'll just show you one last thing. So if you can get to Imperial City, if not, you could do this in like towns, just find some metal items to steal. But I recommend Imperial City, because the stuff in here isn't stolen. It's actually, you can just pick it up and nobody minds. So what you can do is find anything that's metal, so sword, axe, that's good. Over here, let's... Is that the only... Oh, no, it's one over here. So dagger, yeah, here we go. So all this stuff here. And what you can do is you can take this to the crafting station in this place. There's usually tons of metal items around here. So we're looking for the blacksmithing station. Here it is. And what you can do is just deconstruct those, and you might get some iron ingots from that. So you can see we got some there. So that's also another quick way of getting some. Just understand, if your character is too high level, it'll give you like a different ingot type, because the items that they get is to their level. So it has to be someone between 3 to 14, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of like a sweet spot for Imperial City, but if you have like a level 10 character and just like leave them there, it's really helpful for that. And if not, you can just go, what I would probably do is just, otherwise, if you have a level 3 character, just go to Bright Steel Armory and just steal everything in here, like every metal weapon, and that will convert to iron ingots anyway. So yeah, you can do those things too. And that also, it also gives you style materials, which you can use. But yeah, it's not, like, I'm a high elf, I don't have orc by default, so I'd need to learn that. But yeah, that is another thing you can do. So there's some, like, sort of shortcuts to getting that one. Okay, next up, dining furnishings. This is probably the most annoying of the lot as far as furnishings go, because unfortunately, unlike all the other ones where there's like 100 gold item that you can just buy from a housing furnishing vendor, the dining one, you can only craft them, kind of. There's none that are like really cheap. There is one sort of iffy way, but I'll explain that in a second. Firstly, let's just talk real quick about getting a house if you don't have one already. You can get one for free if you come to this area here, just south of Rosy Lion. Oh, sorry, Daggerfall Wayshrine. Rosy Lion is the inn name. You can also do the same thing very easily in Vocal Guard, this Wayshrine that you start with. Right here, it's the same thing. So this NPC will be here. She'll have a quest. Just talk to her, you'll complete the quest, and you'll get a house for free. If you want to check which house you've got, you just go to Houses here in the map tab, and it'll show you the ones you've collected here. And you click on them, and it allows you to find them on the map, and left-click, travel inside, and that will take you there. Now, as far as dining furnishings go, let's have a look. Chairs, tables, benches, sort of things. So this is the dining furnishings. They're not dining room furnishings. I'm not sure why it says that. But you can click on these and you can have a look at all the different types of items that count for this. But basically what I would do is just type this word into the chat. Or like the search bar. So we'll go chair. And yeah, so you can see 45,000 gold gives you 1 dining furnishing. And well, 1 is all you need, but that's way too much. And that's going to be kind of the case. Everything is basically going to cost like a couple of thousand gold at least. So this is not the greatest option in the world. Bit lucky there. There's a slatted Breton chair for $1,000. That's really lucky. Normally this kind of shit doesn't come up. It's usually this stuff here. It's like 7,000 gold and shit. So yeah, maybe check guild stores. If you've got some gold lying around, you can buy 1 dining furnishing like this. Just like buy 1 for $1,000 if you find one. And that's all you need. As soon as you've got 1 furnishing, you're good to go. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass because yeah, that's the only real way aside from making one yourself. Now that is an option that I do consider to be worth looking at. Because I'll show you something you can do. What you want to do is go to a carpenter. Here's one here. So usually near the woodworking stations. Open up the store with them. Look at this. So this is a dining furnishing here. It's common table slanted. You need 9 pitch, which is you can buy them for pretty cheap on guild stores usually, quite a bit. Nickel. You can get nickel from these guys right here. You can find it right there. 5 of those for 75 gold. And then heartwood. That's going to be the kind of main annoying bit, is trying to get your hands on some heartwood. Because you only get them rarely from woodworking nodes. So if you find some maple or some ruby ash in the environment, you might get some heartwood. But yeah, the pitch and the heartwood's kind of annoying to get if you don't have those already. What I would do is, yeah, just like run around, look for some woodworking, like maple and ruby ash. And see how you go. And yeah, it might take you a little bit today getting access to that, but as soon as you craft that 1 dining furnishing, you're good from that point. Like, you don't need to ever worry about a dining furnishing, as long as you don't get rid of it. Because yeah, it doesn't matter how many this says, like you can just use 1, it's very easy. And I'll show you how. Sorry, I meant to, before I was meant to do this, so, bone, 4 of those, and that's the blacksmithing one done. Oh. Cat is attacking the microphone. She's going nuts. Running around the place. Just as an example, you can come here to places like this, grab some maple or whatever wood, and there we go. So we got a heartwood there. That was lucky. So this is what you're looking for. They sell for a fair bit. That's the main issue with this. If you want to buy them, they're quite expensive, and usually people sell them in fucking huge stacks, but they cost a lot. But yeah, so you only need 2. So just what I would advise you do is just run around for a bit. I know it's a bit of a pain in the ass and it is time spent doing this, but like I said, you do it once and then you never really have to worry about this one again. Okay, one last option that I will point out is in the housing editor. If you go to browse and you go to the purchase tab, if you type in Ionian chair, so if we go dining, go to chairs, this thing here, 20 crowns, this is the cheapest item that counts as a dining furnishing that you can get. So you can also do this if you want to spend 20 crowns, but personally, I would only spend crowns on things that you cannot otherwise get with, like, in-game. So I don't think 20 crowns is worth it, but if you do just want to, if you don't give a shit about 20 crowns, you can just use that and get this. And the same thing happens. So otherwise, I've just found an item. I bought one a while back. So I've got it here. This red card chair backless. It's a dining furnishing. So what I would do, once you've got an item for this, one that counts as a dining furnishing, just go click, place, and then what you want to do is, God, I can't fucking walk. Place it on the ground like that, and as you can see, it counts as 1 place. And if you try and place it down again like this, nothing happens. But what you want to do instead is undo, redo. Don't pick it up and place it or put it away. So what I'll do is I'll put it away, and then I'll undo, and that also counts. So basically, undo, redo spam, that's a better way to place it and pick it up. Because you don't have to go into your inventory to pick it up. And yeah, if you just pick it up and place it by spamming click, it doesn't do it. So yeah, so basically, from your inventory, put it down, undo, redo, and that'll get it done. Or if it's already on the ground, you pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo. And both of those ways work fine. So yeah, you can see what I mean. As soon as you've got one, it's fucking easy from that point. But it's just getting your hands on one is a bit of a fucking pain in the ass in the early game. Yeah, that's it. So get yourself a house, put it in the corner somewhere, and whenever this endeavor comes up, just grab it and do that again. Okay, now moving on to trolls. These are the big boys you're looking for. So, there's a couple of places you can get trolls, but it's like far and few in between, mostly. And most of the places, the common places, people sort of fucking swarm them. So, let me cover the few options that there are. So, probably the most common one that people are going to use is going to be Darkwater Crossing here. There are trolls located in this place here. All, like, tier 1 big boys. There is the Rift. This little section here has actually got quite a few trolls in it. It's more than 5, I know that. I don't find that many people use this one. It is used, but yeah, definitely nowhere near as much. Now, Eastmarch is a bit of a pain in the ass to get to Darkwater Crossing first, because there's no houses nearby. What I would do is use Frostvault Chasm via Home Tours, wherever it is over here. So if you just go to Home Tours, Browse Homes, just go to F and look for Frostvault Chasm, this one. Just look this up, travel to that house. Once you're inside, just go out the front door as soon as you get in. And then what that'll do is it'll bring you out into Eastmarch over here. And from there, it's just a travel down here. What I would do is probably get this way shrine and then just travel down here and go to Darkwater. But honestly, the Rift is even closer. I don't know why many people don't use this over that. Because, yeah, as soon as you enter the Rift in any way, this away shrine unlocks, and so you've got easy access to it. What I would probably do is unlock Old Mistveil Manor, and then travel to this way shrine here, through Home Tours again, and then just travel straight there. And that way you got the Rift and, you got Riften and you got this way shrine. So yeah, just check this area here. There's usually a bunch of trolls there. In Bankrai, there's also this delve here. It's called Troll's Toothpick. Should be self-explanatory. So this way shrine here. Quickest way to get there is probably... I don't know... I don't actually know where the houses are in Bankrai. Let me have a look. Is it this one? Yeah, Mornorth Keep. So my advice would be travel to Mornorth Keep in Home Tours. Just come down here. When you come through here, I'm pretty sure there's enemies here. Just be a bit careful. But yeah, just get this way shrine. You got easy access to Troll's Toothpick from this point onwards. And yeah, you just go inside. Same thing. There'll be trolls all over the place. I don't think there's only trolls in here. I think half it's like bandits as well. But yeah, there's quite a few trolls. The only thing is other people like to use this one too. So I find using this one's a pain. My personal preference for this is actually this area here. It's just south of Exarch's Stronghold. It's kind of like the Orc Stone Tooth Stronghold over here. This place actually has trolls. And it has quite a few. And some of these trolls are actually quite weak. Most of them are like the big ones as always, but yeah, so here's a troll over here. So all of these options are, they're all base game, but they're all also overland. So if somebody else has got the same idea, then they'll probably be dead by the time you get here, and yeah, you're just waiting around. It's a pain in the ass. The only real place I would suggest to you for instance, you could probably go Maelstrom if you got Orstinium as DLC, because the stages 5 and 7 have quite a few trolls in them. 5's better because the trolls are weaker and there's more of them. They constantly show up. You can also... What's the other place I'm thinking? There's also the Nerncrox mines. Where are they? I think they're up here. Yeah, these things here. These have quite a couple of trolls. Not 5 though. I wouldn't really recommend those. This is the only place I would really bother with myself. That or the area in the Rift. I usually find that's not busy. Okay, just come through. Find these trolls. There's more than... I'd say there's about 10 or 15. You just gotta know where to look. Yeah, there's one up here. There's another one of the tanky ones. The good thing about trolls being tanky is if there are other people doing this, they won't die in like 2 fucking seconds like other enemies will. So it means you've got a fair bit of time to get some participation on it. It doesn't help sometimes with like really high damage players. Alright, so that's all trolls. That's everything. So if you want this area here, sorry I should have mentioned that before, the quickest way to get to here is via Hackfield's Hall, I would say. So over here. This home tour's house over here. There's Domus Frascus over... Where is it? There. There's Domus Frascus as well. There's Eleanor Private Arena, but that's about as close as Hackfield's. I would say Hackfield's is your closest bet. Could also use Earthtier Cavern over here. I don't think there's any up here that you can use. You could also get someone to travel to the Wayshrine near it and travel to them. Yeah, that sort of thing. Alright, last up, Black Sacrament. These videos will always be a bit delayed when Black Sacraments and Heists are here, just because I don't have these on the EU side. But I suppose it gives me a reason to dust off them my powerhouses on that and NA. Anyway, so Black Sacraments, objective for this is just to kill someone in a instance area. So you can find the quest giver here. Now before you get access to this person, you need to complete a lesson in silence, the 5th quest in the Gold Coast main story quest. So it does take a little bit of getting through this zone in order to get access to these. But once you get that done, now once you get up to a lesson in silence, you'll have access to these. So you can do them once a day. You only need to do one though, so it's fine. So what you need to do is talk to this guy. He'll give you a bunch of secondary objectives as well, which you can use to get more Dark Brotherhood skill line gain, and you also get some other goodies in a better reward at the end. But if you don't give a shit about any of that stuff, if all you want to do is complete this endeavor, all you need to do is kill the main target, and the main target's name will be here. So just look for this name. They'll have the Dark Brotherhood hand logo above them to let you know that's the target you need to kill. It will also show up on the secondary target though, so it's worth keeping that in mind because that might get in the way. You just got to make sure you remember that name, because I won't tell you who's the main target and who's not. So it is worth it trying to get the secondary objectives done if you want more Dark Brotherhood XP, but don't stress over it. It's not worth bothering with, especially if you just want to do the endeavor. Because the main issue is these guys here. You can't actually stealth around them because they will reveal you. They have a lantern thing, and if you get spotted, you get a bounty as well, which is fucking annoying. But there's a ton of different secondary objectives. One to keep in mind, if you do want to do them, keep in mind that if you kill the main target, you get a 2-minute timer that you have to do everything else. So it is best to do all the other shit before you actually kill the main target. So is that... Yeah, there they are. So you can see the hand icon. Now, if you just want to do this straight away, you can just blast over to them and obliterate them with normal skills. But that will give you quite a big bounty. You'll get 1,000 gold bounty if you do that. So if you want to kill them... Oh my god, this fucking... The bloody warden over here is stopping me. But if you just want to... if you want to get a lower bounty, you can kill them silently. But what I'll do is I'll just kill this person here. They're not difficult to kill. They just put a shield on them, so that just delays the speed at which you can kill them. But yeah, once they have gone, just either use the Blade of Woe, which you'll have at this point already. As long as nobody sees, you won't get a big bounty. Or you can also use Feeding as a vampire. You can see the timers up here, so do this last. Do all the other secondary objectives first, and do this bit last. I also think, I'm pretty sure one of the secondary objectives is not to get spotted. So that's kind of going to be one of the main issues. But yeah, as long as you don't kill the guy normally, you don't get a big bounty. But don't worry too much. Yeah, so you can see traders go overloaded. So don't worry too much about the bounty though, because it usually goes away in an hour or two. Even if you kill them normally. So yeah, that's all. So complete the optional objectives. I didn't do that, but the normal endeavor itself objective is fine. You can completely ruin this. You can do everything you possibly can to fail it, and then you can just hand it in and it's fine. So don't worry too much about that. Just try and have a fast character. That's the main thing. That will make it much quicker, and that's what you want. Alright, so you can see I got 10 Dark Brotherhood XP. I'm pretty sure if you'd get all the secondary objectives, it's 25 or 30. all in all, I don't think it's worth it because that's really not a fucking crazy extra amount for how much extra work it usually is to get the secondary objectives. For Thieves Guild, it's way easier. The highest doing all the secondary objectives is way easier, I find. But this, I don't really bother. It's not worth the effort, I think. But yeah, that's your call to make. Yeah, try and get like a stage 4 vampire build with unnatural movement, so you can go invisible when you sprint, and just stack up tons of stuff that make you faster when you're sprinting, and reduce the cost of sprint as well. That's helpful. But don't worry too much about that. It's just as long as you can, you know, kill the target. That's all that matters. Because yeah, all the enemies are very weak. They're just regular old, like basically solo dungeon enemies. Alright, so you also get the Sith's Touch stuff. I personally I don't care about this set myself, but yeah, that's how you get the Sith's stuff. You can also just buy it on guild stores, though, usually, if you do want that set. As far as Dark Brotherhood goes, the skill line itself... Now, again, this is very biased. I know some people like the skill line, but I don't give a shit about any of this stuff except for Shadow Rider, and Shadow Rider is the fucking bomb. This thing's amazing. So, what it does is, when you go past enemies on your mount, it means that, like, sometimes you can actually get past them without them even spotting it, and it's really fucking helpful, especially when you're trying to pass some enemies to get to a way shrine to travel away, because if they aggro to you, you can't travel with the way shrine, you have to wait for them to go away, or kill them, and this kind of stops that sort of thing from happening sometimes. Yeah, I think that's everything to do with this. You can also get Dark Brotherhood motifs, which I quite like to use myself. I use the leg and boot motif a lot, and the swords look pretty fucking cool. I do. Yeah, cool. Yeah, this one here. So it's the one with all the little, all the giant serrated bits. Alright, I think that's enough info. So, yeah, Black Sacrament's not too bad. It's just, it requires Dark Brotherhood and requires a little bit of getting through the quests in order to access. But once you get there, you can do it in a couple of minutes pretty easily. And it's instant, so nobody else can get in the way of it as well. Alright, that's everything. Thanks everyone for watching. Any questions, just give me a buzz as always. Take care for now. I'll see everybody next time.